Hey folks, welcome back. So this is just a quick video, kind of a preview really, just to show you I got a nice big haul from eBay recently of books for the Last Unicorn Games Star Trek RPG, which as you know, I really like, even though Star Trek Adventures is the new hotness, and I like that as well. I do like an old school simulationist game now and then, and the LUG Trek game certainly fits the bill. I can't talk about all this stuff possibly in one video, but I'll just give you a quick preview and also a quick apology because it turns out I was quite wrong about something I said earlier. So this source book right here is the reason. So in my initial video about the LUG games, I mentioned that, there were 3 different core books, and you had one for TOS, the original series, one for TNG, the Next Generation, and one for DS9, Deep Space Nine, right? And I said that it would be kind of hard to work together with the TOS game between the other 2 games because there'd be differences in the eras and technology and stuff like that. But I completely forgot that this supplement was published, which they call Star Trek: The Expanded Universe. And the whole point of this book is to allow the different eras of Trek to interact. So as you can see on the back, so it's got 8 episode seeds, 3 series seeds for expanded universe play, 9 parallel histories accessible by subspace rift or Romulan treachery, directives including the Temporal Prime Directive, guidelines, mission types, technology, history, and organization for the Department of Temporal Investigations, enough information to run an entire DTI series, which is another mistake I made in another video where I said that there wasn't enough information for a DTI series. I was wrong again. So there's 4 new overlays and 8 new DTI tours of duty, plus early life background history packages, new advantages and disadvantages, new and expanded skills, including psionic skills for time travel, and more, plus 7 new ships, 5 new alien species, including the Krenim, the Travelers, and an expanded Davidian description. And as you can see right here, it is for use with all 3 of the games. This is explicitly designed to link these 3 games together through time travel and to expand the whole scope of temporal play in the game, to have DTI characters in your games, which I didn't think was possible because I forgot this book existed. So yeah, it's obviously, it's rather hard to find supplement, but I managed to get this eBay haul all at a really reasonable price, and I'm super happy about it. It's obviously been played with, it's a bit beat up around the edges, but I don't care. It's still perfectly usable, and I like having hard copies, as I said, of as much as I can. So anyway, this was kind of my apology for misinforming you unintentionally. Next up, we have Raiders, Renegades, and Rogues, which is one of the few supplements that came out for the DS9 version of the game. So in this one, we have detailed discussion of the life, what it means to be an outlaw or rogue in the universe of Star Trek. So you get new templates, 4 new overlays, dozens of new background history packages, new skills, advantages, and disadvantages, plus extensive discussion of what these characters do and how they do it. You get 6 new ships, along with information on how rogues obtain less than legal scrap vessels, rules for havens and hideouts, how to find and make one, along with complete descriptions of 2 sample havens and the rogues who run them, and 4 detailed rogue NPCs for use by the narrator, and guidelines for creating and running rogue series. So if you want to be on the wrong side of the law in the deep, dark era of DS9, running weapons, smuggling, pirating, whatever, this is the book for you. Again, pretty difficult to find, but there's lots of cool stuff in here. You can see a lot of the softback supplements were black and white, so you get some nice classic style artwork in there, but the content is well worth having, so we'll do a video on that. I also finally got a copy of the Narrator's Toolkit for DS9, which I did not have before. So that includes a GM screen, which, as in the style of the time, is just relatively thin laminated cardboard. But, it's in good condition. It'll certainly do the job. So I'm quite happy to have this in my collection. Yeah, it has all the details you would expect for a screen in this series, but designed for the DS9 version, of course. And it comes with a lovely Narrator's Toolkit book, within which you find storytelling fundamentals, guideline for scene creation and episodic construction, suggestions on running static series centered on a station or frontier outpost, an extensive guide to the Bajor sector, its world, and its people, and detailed examinations of the Bajorans, the Cardassian Union, the Ferengi Alliance, and the Maquis Rebels. So, that's excellent additions for the DS9 version of the game. Obviously, having more info on Cardassians, Ferengi, Bajorans is great. To have guidance on how to structure a series in a DS9 style on the frontier is fantastic. So another great addition to the collection. Then we have, this is a real gem, and I was really glad to find a copy of this based in the UK. For a long time, I've been looking for a copy of this that didn't involve huge international shipping fees, and finally I found one. In fact, these were all from the same seller, so thanks to him. I was able to really add a lot to my collection for the last Unicorn games. I have everything in PDF, of course, because it's, abandonware, sort of, in RPG terms, but, I like having the hard copies for actual play. So the first line is all about Starfleet intelligence. So as you can see, you get detailed character generation rules for Starfleet intelligence operatives, information on mission teams, highly skilled cells of SI operatives. Also included are detailed rules for mission team episodes and series, giving players and narrators alike a whole new way to play the Star Trek The Next Generation RPG. In-depth treatments on rival agencies such as the Tal Shiar and the Obsidian Order, as well as on the history and role of espionage within the UFP. Then we have new SI technology, plenty of supporting cast characters, location for player operatives to visit, information on running extended espionage series, and more. So this is fantastic. If you want to play a Section 31 style game, you want to run up against the Tal Shiar, the Obsidian Order, doing intelligence, countering intelligence, and trying not to get caught as a spy, this is great. I've been looking for this for a long, long time. It's a relatively short book. I think it's like 96 pages, but there's plenty of material in here for you to take. If you have this along with The Price of Freedom, then you can have a full-on Starfleet intelligence game with no issues and loads of stuff to do in any part of the galaxy, whether you're DS9, whether you're doing TNG in the Alpha and Beta quadrants, whatever you want to do. So another great addition to the collection. Finally, and definitely not least, we have the Way of Dara box set and the Starfleet Academy box set. They're both in sort of varying levels of condition. Way of Dara is a little beat up, but the key thing is it includes all the stuff, right? We've got a big, thick book on the Romulans. So here we have no back info. This is basically background info on the Romulan Star Empire. There's lots of NPCs and stuff to do and cool things, locations, plot lines, plot seeds. Book 2 is creating Romulan characters. And Book 3, we have some sample adventures. Then there is a lovely size reference, double-sided poster, and there's a map of the Romulan Star Empire. And there seems to be another poster with details of Romulan uniform setups. And then there is a little ad for the sadly abandoned Dune RPG. So such a shame. But the books are themselves are in great condition. I could see that from the eBay photos. So the box being beat up doesn't bother me at all. And what I really want to do is try and convert this material into a full-on Romulan kind of side experience for Star Trek Adventures. I do feel that they might do some Romulan stuff because they did have a Romulan species template for Starfleet Adventures in one of the Picard series character packs, like the PDFs that you can buy from Modiphius. But, I mean, there's so much info on TNG-era Romulans in here. It's a fantastic box set. I've only had the PDF until now, so to have the books in front of me to just sit and read on the couch is fantastic. Starfleet Academy box set, as I said before, it doesn't sort of fully appeal to me as a way to base a series, but I wanted to really dig into it a bit more and give it another shot. It contains, again, quite a lot of info. You've got new character creation rules, you've got new traits, you've got new devices, you've got 125 course descriptions from the Academy curriculum, so you can really experience the life of an Academy student. So there's an Academy handbook, and then there's a narrator's guide, how you might want to run an Academy-based series. So you can actually start before your first tour of duty. And then you could do that and add on to your character and become, a proper spacefaring member of Starfleet, which is kind of cool. I mean, you can sort of really play your character from their first moments, getting accepted into the Academy, and carry them forward into years and years of adventure. And I do think that's pretty cool. Then Book 3 is the Cadet's Guide to Sector 001, which is the Sol System. So all the bits that you can visit around our solar system, including Pluto Station, the Academy Flight Range, the Martian colonies, New Berlin, and details on how Earth is like. Plus there's some maps and stuff, I think, which are included here as well. This box has, clearly been used as well, a little bit crunched, but in better shape than the Way of Dara. And again, we've got loads of stuff, which is in good condition. We have our Academy handbook, which is lovely and thick. Just a quick flip through. Again, you can see black and white, but loads and loads of info. We've got our course descriptions. Loads of templates, NPCs, advantages, disadvantages. Plenty to get you started. The sector guide to 001 is a little bit thinner, but there's just a few key places they want to highlight in the Sol system. So the various observation stations scattered around. what the UFP is up to on different planets, main colonies on places like Mars, where we have Utopia Planitia and things like that. The way Earth and the Moon, Venus, all the planets are in this Star Trek future. And then how to live and navigate on Earth outside of the Academy, which is pretty cool. Then finally, we have the Narrator's Guide. And this one here is just guidance on, how to run a series in this milieu where you are based on Starfleet Academy. And there's interesting kind of possible story themes, your first steps out into the wider world. You could even do this as like flashback elements of a campaign that's set further down the line. I mean, there's loads of cool stuff actually that's coming to me now that I'm looking at this. So, again, sometimes having the books in your hand and just having a proper look can inspire you in a way that flicking idly through a PDF just can't do. So when it comes to RPGs, I'm a big sucker for the hard copies for that reason. My brain works in an old school way. We also have a lovely degree certificate, which I'm going to award to myself. I'll try and find a real calligrapher maybe. That would be cool. So yeah, I'm going to graduate from Starfleet Academy, guys. It's even made from that nice, diploma-style paper. Very cool. Then we have a map of Sector 001, I assume. Yep, there we go. Done in the usual lovely LCARS visual style. You can see the various different installations which are of importance to Starfleet in Sector 001. I don't know if there's anything... Oh, on the other side, yeah, we have... What's this? We have a Mars map of key locations on Mars. Mars Planetary Index. Then we have a Luna Planetary Index, so a map of Luna bases as well. That's really cool. Yeah, this is definitely... Why did I think this was lame? I think this is pretty cool. Then we have a map of the campus. Oh, what do we got here? Look at that. So that's the Starfleet Academy campus, including the library, Diplomatic College campus, Starfleet Headquarters campus, Athletic Compound, Pacific Heights District of San Francisco, the campus for enlisted people, which gets no detail, poor guys, Botanical Gardens, transit stations, shuttle ports, Medical School campus, and then the individual academic buildings have a key up here as well. The student buildings, including dormitories and the student union, and in admin buildings as well. So it's a really complete map of the whole of the Academy, which is great. On the flip side, we have uniform identification. So there's your cadet uniform circa TOS, cadet uniform circa 2368, and then later in 2374. Then a survival suit, flight suit, and radiation suit as well, with the key components of each highlighted. So I mean, I really love what Last Unicorn Games did with the franchise. I think, the love for the series of Star Trek and what it means comes through in every book. They really tried to flesh out in detail areas of the universe that we saw, but, we never got to truly explore in the TV series. They've clearly done that here, and especially with the Way of Dara. I mean, this is just a treasure trove of Romulan information. We've got more stuff on Starfleet intelligence. We've got more stuff on the seedier side of the frontier of the Federation with DS9, and then we've got time travel to link it all together. So yeah, that's just a quick preview of my eBay haul, which I'm really thrilled about. I don't mind that the books are in used condition. They're all perfectly readable. The bindings are tight. Particularly the box sets inside are really nice. The narrator screen is unblemished. Everything is, and the prices were all super reasonable. So I'm thrilled to be able to show these to you as well. First, of course, I'll show you the DS9 core rulebook and the TOS core rulebook, and then we'll get into some of these supplements as well. And eventually, I hope to have a complete collection of Last Unicorn Games. I think I'm not missing much at this point, but there are a few things left. So I hope you'll join me on that journey as I continue to accumulate more stuff from this long dead RPG, but that nevertheless has a lot of fun packed within it, as well as opportunities for conversion and bringing things over to the latest edition of Star Trek RPG role-playing, which is, of course, Star Trek Adventures from Modiphius. So I hope you enjoyed this quick preview of what's coming down the pipeline. As I say, we'll get to the other LUG core books soon enough, and from there, we'll start digging into all these expanded bits, and I hope you look forward to it. In the meantime, take care, stay well. I hope to see you in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye.